Leave the fan.
We live.
Yo.
What's going on over there?
Jesus. And this microphone's too tight too, Billy.
We on?
We live.
Okay. You should. Welcome to the Watchers Podcast. WATCHERZ. To my left, I have here
Tavon, tri-state_tip on IG.
I am your current host, Tiger Helly. You can find me at Snapchats and the IGZs at Tiger Helly 19, or by way of Facebook through my government, Jason Williams. And to my right,
Smitty Green Giant on Instagram.
Oh, my turn. Smitty with 365 on Instagram. That platform.
And Corey shit on Instagram.
The boy back with us.
and this is episodio 41.
41.
41.
41, goddamn it.
Here we are.
How was your week?
My weekend was fun. Shout out to the scammers.
You said shout out to the scammers.
Shout out to the scammers.
Okay.
You know, somebody logged into my Starbucks app account or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used this damn app in. I don't even have it on my phone.
Used up all your grande points in there.
They added money to the card and used it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn. How much?
I got my money back.
I was about to say.
But $75. They spent $75 worth of shit at Starbucks.
Oh, wow.
That's possible?
Yeah.
You keep getting those grandes or whatever that tall size is, but
Yeah.
mother effers.
Jesus.
I don't think I've ever had anything from Starbucks.
You never went to Starbucks before?
Nope.
Nah, they good, man.
I brought
It's expensive.
I brought in gift cards for people, but like me order something and
It's expensive, but it's good. It's good.
I
They
had
got that
one.
little niche
Yeah.
stuff you could get.
I ordered there one time just to say that I got something.
I'm about to
there.
put it on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Do they got smoothies?
They don't got smoothies. They got fruit drinks. They got like little refresher drinks you might like
I need
if you don't want no coffee.
I like the pink drink.
See, like the pink drink is one
I get it
of them.
without coconut milk, though. It's going to be regular milk.
I can't have coconuts.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. They got drinks without coconut.
Oh,
They got
okay.
like this pineapple drink that's all
I
right.
can't have pineapples either.
Damn, man.
You got a fruit allergy.
I can't have either one of them.
All right.
Well, if I go to one close to Christiana Hospital, I'll try one.
Well, we'll figure out something on that menu.
Just get a cup.
They got strawberry anything? I'll take strawberry anything.
Just get a cup.
Yeah, they got a strawberry.
Okay.
Somebody phone going on. But yeah, that was my weekend.
I had to work, so.
All right. What y'all want to start with?
Let's start with sports. Let's start with sports.
Go for it.
Well, I feel like there wasn't too much that happened. Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou have a fight official. Do they have the date official, though?
October
Yeah.
29th.
Okay.
October 29th.
So they're
What I
going to be
understand.
pugilists.
I heard Francis is making $8 million from the fight.
It's 10 million
Yeah,
plus.
shit.
Yeah,
Ten?
more than that. He's getting more
Okay.
than
On
that.
top of whatever else they giving him.
Yeah, give me a second. Y'all talk about. I want to see how much he made in the UFC.
Not
real quick.
much.
Probably
He was
nowhere near
He
that.
was the lowest paid champion over there. That's why he bounced.
That's a lot of
His
money.
last fight, he made, I think it was probably less than that.
How long was he champion?
Like almost a minute. Probably about a good year.
How many defenses did he have?
He had 3. He
Oh,
basically fought with the torn ACL, so he wouldn't have that. That would freeze his contract. Because if he would have held out, then he would still been there right now. So he went in that last fight that he was in with a torn ACL and won it. And basically said that he fulfilled the terms of his contract.
The UFC used to be so much fun. I don't even
It's
like
turned
it
into a
anymore.
joke right now.
Anytime they entertaining Zuckerberg versus Musk, and they wouldn't let us get Couture versus Fedor, I just can't. I can't do it.
or let alone just some of these guys.
You said Fader. You gotta remember that's the same dude that booked this fight.
But I mean, it might have been
Who booked
different here.
what? Who booked what?
Fader was paying people to take drops, man.
Oh, really?
That Russian mob had control over where he was fighting at before.
Damn.
I don't know, but it to me, Dana White likes to control the narrative on everything. I mean, easily what the fight should be happening right now is Ngannou and John Jones.
So I'm reading something that said he was making about $650,000 per fight. His last fight, he made $650,000 in January.
Y'all shake your head like that's chump money or something.
It's not, but compared to the boxer, salary,
that's
that's
you put it like this: in MMA, that money goes quick.
Okay,
you got to pay a camp.
Was he putting asses in seats?
he originally was. I was
No, he
saying.
wasn't.
No, that's
His
not-
fights don't sell.
That's not-
That's where Dana White pays
Do
people
any
money
fights
at.
in the UFC sell?
So
If
I
they
will say,
Conor McGregor,
I will say,
John Jones, obviously not.
there is
None of
something
them sell.
that says the
Not
new
even
deal,
them.
his new deal would have had him making $8 million to fight John Jones.
Oh.
I don't believe that. Supposedly, I don't.
Altogether,
I don't know. I don't know if
It was only he's supposed to fight John Jones and somebody else.
It was Jones. The thing
It was
was
3 fights.
It was a 3-fight deal they were trying to get him. They wanted to have him fight Jones. That was one. And then he asked for Stipe and then
And he
a
was supposed to
possible
fight
John
John
Jones
Jones.
rematch if he would have lost.
You know, if he would have.
Well, he probably would have lost. I mean,
so.
ain't
Right
nobody
now,
John Jones.
he looks like he could be making more than $4 million per fight with the PFL. But they're allowing him to do outside ventures, i.e., this boxing match as well. So
He's not supposed to have a match till what, 2024
Yeah,
for what
for
the
PFL.
PFL because he's doing the boxing match first. This is where it's going to get tricky with him because now he's got to do the
I'm telling you,
boxing.
first hit, he gonna try to scoop him and slam him. He gonna oh no!
second nature. Go ahead and do this double leg
Sweep
on
the
him.
leg.
I don't think Nagano's going to win this. He's going to get beat up.
Man,
He's
Tyson Fury
going to clobber him up, man.
Do y'all really think it's gonna be like a legit boxing fight? Or,
It's supposed to.
I think
or do y'all think they gonna
the first 3 or 4 rounds will be.
Playing around.
Nah, I think that's where we're going to see the money made, but then it's going to get sloppy from Ngannou after that. Ngannou going to get tagged
He's
up.
barely had conditioning fighting in the UFC and
That was
for
his
his
problem.
championship bouts.
Yeah, so
Now you gotta fight.
I see haymakers being thrown second, third, and fourth round.
This-
After
That could be bad for
What's
Fury.
correct.
I mean, I'm glad he's going to get his money, but he's going to get his ass kicked.
What, was it Steve or Derek Lewis?
Who?
I don't
Shout
know.
out to Derek Lewis.
I think he
podcast.
beat Derek.
Who beat them?
He beat Derek Lewis.
No, he lost to somebody in the UFC.
Who?
Ngannou?
Somebody stopped his little winning streak.
It was a long time ago, I think. I forgot.
was
who
just
it was.
recently.
Who did he lose to?
No,
It was like 2018.
He lost to Stipe and then he lost to somebody
Yeah,
else.
he
I
lost to
think.
Stipe.
That's
I know he lost to him.
Wikipedia, no.
All right. Wikipedia
That was
knows
it.
everything.
He said it's Steve.
Allegedly.
Stipe.
Yeah, he got 3 L's.
Yeah, I know. When was
Yeah, he did lose to Derek Lewis.
I knew Derek Lewis.
Stipe
clipped him.
and some cat that was. It says he fought for 100% Fight Contenders 21.
Oh, I remember the
Well,
Derek
10
Lewis
years
because
ago.
they weren't swinging, they weren't punching at all. That's when everybody started booing the match.
They was out of breath.
Well, they were.
But he's most certainly made up for it.
What's his name? Hit him that one time. He ain't want to box with him no more.
Look, TKO, KO, KO,
I'm
TKO,
mad y'all even talking
KO.
about this as a boxing match. This is bullshit.
It's
This ain't
more-
a boxing
It is.
match.
It
It's
is.
more. It's
If we ain't
more.
talking about Spencer Crawford, I don't want to talk about it. as
We're
a
gonna
boxing
talk about
match.
that too,
That's
but
not a boxing match.
y'all know you know you're gonna watch this.
No, I'm not watching it.
Yes, you will.
No, the hell I'm not. That's not a boxing match. Just like I'm not watching. What's that shit? When I sent y'all the sparring footage, I'm not watching.
Nate,
that shit.
Nate Diaz.
Yeah, man. Nate Diaz and Jake Paul.
So you're not gonna watch Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk?
I'm good. That
no.
might be more entertaining than
Yeah.
two fights. The billionaire battle.
No, I'm all
The winner got to fight CM Punk.
Oh Lord. Zuck wins. You gonna block him in the process. Don't shut his account down.
But yeah, I think we're all.
I'm going to entertain the fight.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna try to watch it.
I'll watch it. I
You
mean,
gonna pay $80 to watch that bullshit?
Nah, we're gonna figure out a way to get it legally.
Watch it on some.
The American win.
I was gonna say I
Somebody's
don't
phone.
watch the YouTube highlights.
Or that too.
I watch.
I'm with you on that.
I watch around YouTube.
I personally want to see this train wreck though.
Somebody gonna live stream
Somebody
on
gonna
Facebook.
exactly. Somebody gonna live stream it.
What took me out from MMA fighters fighting boxers was McGregor and Floyd.
Oh yeah,
That took me out of it, man. I was like, this ain't even legit.
We watched that at Xfinity.
Yeah,
that was
Yeah,
weird.
that took me out.
I can see.
Now I'm gonna tell you one thing about that fight that I saw. For so many people to always be so pro-American and patriotic, that fight showed me if the American's black. You know how many Ireland flags was up in there?
It was
and
a lot.
people chanting for. Now, any other time, y'all be out there with the Star Spangled Banner in your front yard with your shorts on, all that shit, raising the flag. But when it came down to Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor,
Oh, it was Irish.
everybody. It was more people Irish that day than on St. Patty's. So
That
that's
was.
all I gotta say about that day.
And then you talking about emptied out when he lost?
Yeah,
it
they
might
was
have
mad.
been. It might have been us three and maybe 5 other people.
Now had he
That was
won,
funny.
So
Nah,
like
he-
that when you fight though, you know. When we watched who beat the shit out of him and they all left mad as shit. Khabib, remember?
yeah.
They cleared Hooters out so fast.
How about that's when Khabib the entertaining
was
fight
talking to
was
him.
when he went outside the ring.
that was a second fight. He had said, "Yo, this is my post-fight fight."
Yeah. I ain't never seen nothing like it before, man.
He
Because
was already.
had Connor won, oh man, that whiskey
He
would
would've
have
never been-
that
he
whiskey
never
would have been
shut up.
flowing. They'd been ole all night long. But
That was funny though.
You know.
The Xfinity.
got
I
properly
mean, they
handled.
left like.
that's a little observation.
You don't
I made,
remind me
though.
of? Remember that movie, The Great White Hype? When was it? Conklin got beat up.
I like that movie. I like that movie.
Really? Wow, that's a good movie.
I love it.
It's funny. It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
We had
White
a
height.
He said, "What you hit me like that for? You trying to embarrass me?"
bootleg of
I'm
that
about to
back
watch
in the day, man, and it was like a laugh track sound.
Pretty sure
on it,
Max has it.
but we'll see what happens.
So yeah, in the vein of boxing,
Stop saying that.
Exhibition.
That's not boxing.
Pugilist sport.
in the vein,
That's fantasy boxing. That's what
in
it
the,
is.
in the vein of they're gonna be in a square circle.
And you know the results.
Tyson Fury, bitch.
Just like boxing.
Tyson Fury took the fucking cheap little punk way out.
I
He
mean,
was fighting the old boy.
who?
He's supposed to be
Usyk.
fighting Usyk.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
keep. Oh, I'm retiring. No, then I'm gonna fight Joshua. No, I'm gonna retire. The whole that he picked Ngannou an easy fight because you know he gonna just outbox him.
get a payday and go. Yeah.
I'm not mad at people getting these bags right now, though. So.
But ain't just like
It's a disgrace to boxing.
everything is like
bad,
that right now.
I mean,
And you enjoying it?
I put it like this: if I'm getting paid,
That's a disgrace to boxing.
it is what it is. But I mean, it's no morals in boxing anyway, man.
All right. So what about Crawford, Earl Spence? Jr.?
That's what we should
That's
be talking
all it-
about, not no fucking Fury and Ngannou.
So who you got? Who you got for Crawford?
Spence.
Spence.
Spence all day.
You been watching the Showtime?
Spence, yeah, Spence
The-
all day, dog. Fucking Crawford.
I didn't watch the second episode.
You
yet,
watch
but
it?
every time those fights happen, I love those damn Showtime.
They perfect.
They good. Man.
Those
They give you like 45 minutes on the inside.
It be making me ready to go. Think
Go
I'm
spar.
Not me.
It made me think I'm Rocky.
But when you watch the second one, you're gonna see why the fight didn't happen when it should have happened.
Okay.
Because somebody, I kept telling Jules, he keep thinking he's an A-side fighter. And they had to break it down to him and say, dog, you don't like my thing, what I just said about Ngannou, you don't put butts in seats, you don't sell fights. And you barely beat anybody.
Well, Spence has 3 belts, right?
See, Spence has basically all the belts.
And Crawford only got the one.
He's
right?
got the last
Yeah, the
part.
last
of it.
one.
The last part of it.
Well, they should.
You would assume then that Spence should be the main card, right?
To the last.
He's an A-side fighter.
Yeah.
I just want to see. It's going to be a good fight, though. I mean, I put it like this: Crawford got something he got to prove. Spence really has something he's got to prove. So I mean, they're in their prime right now. So just let them go at it.
So does this decide pound for pound best at the moment?
Yep.
Who
I think so.
Who do we argue?
You said pound for pound best.
Yeah.
Neither one of them are in the top 5.
Well, who's pound for pound best?
They got that Japanese boy. I
Nobody.
He's like number 1.
Okay.
No.
And it was what Tank was like. I forgot. I gotta relook at
Oh,
it.
Tank is in the same spot as those cats.
They got him in pound for pound ranking.
Well,
Oh,
No,
okay.
Canelo was 2. That's who was 2.
Canelo too. Ooh, okay.
Canelo, great
See, and
fight.
to me, Canelo haven't been really fighting anybody.
And I would agree with you on that.
That's why I don't really
I've
got
been
him up
telling
there.
people that.
He been fighting some no name.
And now you finna fight
From Planet
I don't
Fitness.
even want to see
Charles, right? Great fight on Charles, right?
Yeah, Charles on September 29th.
Now I be sparring with him at the YMCA. Mitch.
Planet Fitness, YMCA, Anytime Fitness. It's like he go farm. You want to make money?
He
Found a guy from the edge.
Come fight.
Look, I was hitting the bag a couple weeks ago. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. Hey man, you trying to fight Canelo? I was like, hey, you gotta give me 6 months.
Hey, y'all give me $650, I'll do it. whatever they was making in UFC, I do.
He go
it.
like Tavon. I throw the first punch, you just fall.
All you need is
I can do boxing.
mouthpiece.
I can't do UFC. I ain't gonna do UFC because they'll fuck my whole leg up or some shit.
Motherfucker
And then
grab your arm and shit.
now you in rehab and all your money you made going to the doctor. So I can do boxing though.
Motherfucker drop you like a sack of potatoes and shit.
I can't do neither. I can't do neither.
If they
one
gave
of
me
them.
$1 million to box, I'll box today. I'll box in 30 minutes. Give me 30 minutes to stretch. I'll be out there.
I don't even need that. All I can do is go in there, just put the gloves on me, hit me. I'm act like I don't know what's going on.
For $1 million,
afterwards.
I'll go in there in 30 minutes.
I'll last the longest 60 seconds of my life.
They gonna be like, "Wow, you took one major blow, and that was it. That's all it took, player." Let's put on those suits and go party.
He hit you in your shoulder though. Why'd you drop? It was a hard hit.
Right.
Speaking of hard hits,
it was a
just
ricochet.
off subject, what's your favorite boxing knockout?
Ooh.
Anything by Tyson.
Yeah, mine's gonna come from Mike.
And you know, the thing I like, well, I don't want to say I like, but when I watch his highlights and his fights, he's a shorter heavyweight. He was not
Killing
He was not like 6 something
He was up
when
here.
he was fighting. He was reaching up to hit a lot of these dudes. And that's what kind of made it worse. He was like knocking down trees.
I mean, you figure all his power was in his legs, and you can just see it like explode on dudes' chins, man. I'm just like, damn.
What about old dude that Liam Smith that knocked out Bernard Hopkins through the ropes?
Oh yeah,
But was that? Do we count that? Well, do we count that? Because Bernard Hopkins was how old at that time?
I think one of my favorites was Ray Mercer when he destroyed Tommy Morrison. I mean, that was, you could just see the sonic
The
points
referee
coming
was
out.
wrong for not stepping in earlier on that one.
And
That was grisly, man.
and
That was a bad hit, man.
And Drago on the Prolo got his top
Come on, man.
5.
We talking about. He said, Tavon, me and you gonna end up fighting, man. Boxing.
That wasn't boxing.
Drago.
That wasn't boxing.
I seen one on Instagram the other day. What was it? Lennox Lewis and Shannon Briggs. When Shannon Briggs hit him, and he just smiled and then walked up and hit him with one punch. Knocked his ass
I
out.
think with the Rockman, both of their knockouts.
Oh, yeah.
on each other. That was a good one.
Go through the ropes still?
He didn't.
So somebody did put Rockman.
Somebody put Rockman through the ropes.
Wasn't there?
I remember Rockman had that
That
Tupperware.
knot.
That Tupperware container on his forehead.
That was a knot. He had the knot of all knots.
That
on
was
that
a
head,
bubble
man.
knot, man.
You talking about getting paid off of beating Lennox Lewis? It was him. Somebody else got paid. Rockman went around, got fat.
But the Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson fight, man, that felt staged, man. I was so upset about that.
The most hyped up fight.
Well, that's a fight that should have happened early in their career.
But he went to jail, though.
Yeah, that should have happened. That's part of the arguments of, don't wait and do what Mayweather and Pacquiao. Like, let's get y'all in y'all prime so we could really determine who's pound for pound better. I'm glad they accepted in turn because we all thought this was never going to happen.
I
They kept,
thought it
know.
wasn't. I honestly didn't think it was on.
honestly, I think this is starting to trend because we got Tank and Garcia earlier.
Yep.
Now we got this. I think next up got to be
I know dude's fighting.
Stevenson and
Who he fighting against?
Shakur, great fight on.
I think he got to fight
Who? It's a black kid.
Haney, Devin Haney.
Ain't nobody worrying about Devin fucking pillow hands Haney.
Well, the law got him, didn't he?
And then what's his name? A fucking asshole. Hey, you gonna quit? You're all retired, then you come back when they tell you get a belt back. Oh no, I'm not retiring. Pussy.
He was like,
What's his name? Timothy Lopez. So now it looks like Lopez.
Yeah.
So now it looks like Lopez and Haney going to fight.
Yeah.
So
I mean, at least it'll happen.
but then
what's the one boy? Lomachenko? He's still fighting, right?
No, so
Lomachenko?
it's a whole circle going around.
Yeah.
So Lomachenko's supposed to be getting this rematch,
Finally.
but then Shakur's about to tell WBC because he's number one. I want my match against Haney, so Haney kind of fucked. He
Yeah.
has to take either Lomachenko
He's
or
got to
Haney.
pick the lesser two evils right
They said
now.
that boy fought that one fight, that super fight that he had with no rotator cuff, but was like hiding it, Lomachenko.
Yeah, when he fought Lopez.
Yeah, when they said that he was hiding that thing
Didn't
from
tell
the from the sports whatever he wasn't reporting his injuries and stuff. I said, yeah, he's crazy.
Where he from? He like from,
from
one of them-
Ukraine.
Oh yeah.
He was out there with tanks not too long ago when he came back.
That man, the Klitschko brothers, man.
I ain't fighting nobody that's out there shooting guns and shit, blowing up shit. They come back talking about, I want to box.
I ain't UFC fighting nobody that wrestled with bears growing up.
Hell yeah.
True. Yeah, they got different
Hey,
kind
yo,
of stuff.
Jason, wait, yo, me and Jason was coming from the beach, right? Some dude came out the side looking like Khabib with 2 water jars.
Oh yeah,
It was just random as shit.
Yeah, 2 what?
With 2 water jars, like he was
Came out
away
the
from the
woods.
world. Done.
came out the woods.
And then dropped the water jars and looked.
I'm in the car.
Suit on too.
I was driving in front of Cat. I called him on the phone. I said, "Yo, you just see Khabib come out the woods." Cat gonna text me. Would you text me? You can call. Then he was like, "Yeah, man, just came out the woods wrestling bears." I was like, came out with these 2 water jugs. Came just out the woods with these 2 water jugs.
Like, he
Look
was
just like Khabib, yo.
Oh, man.
If we had a sauna suit on, you cutting weight.
She rolled out the window. Khabib.
Send me your location.
Anything else in sports?
Sports.
Didn't the WNBA have their All-Star thing this weekend?
Shout out to the girls and Wade. Wade is the owner of the Chicago Sky now.
Yes.
Yeah, he brought into it.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna watch their stuff too, and I forgot it came on.
The one girl, Sabrina Ionescu, whatever.
Broke the record for the
Yo, she,
3-point.
all them 3.
I ain't saying
Oh God!
'Cause
I'm
they-
sorry. Look,
Don't say it.
yo, make sure you take. Why y'all laughing at the women's sport? No, that's the problem. I'm not laughing. Look, man, if y'all go through past episodes, okay, and when predominantly, see, I'm gonna let it go. Y'all do your research for yourselves, but when women matters come up, just look around and look at the round table. All right,
Lack of two.
Oh God! Does that mean that we can't touch on it?
no, we can touch on it.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah,
I am.
now it seems like it's me, but it ain't. But go ahead.
You sure it ain't you?
I'm good, but it ain't me.
I mean, because most of this you because you be bashing my baby Brie Larson, man. I don't be forgetting.
Say,
that.
look,
I ain't forget.
look. I don't bash nobody except for what's her name? What's her name came back and did a dunk like this ain't 1996.
Stop.
DG. Yeah. She better windmill that shit or something.
She like 35 years old. She ain't windmilling nothing no more.
All right, motherfuckers. You said the motherfucker from Ukraine just came back and forth, right? She was out in Russia. She better be windmilling that shit when she come back. I don't want to hear nothing.
All right, so what's the next topic?
But sorry, Brie Larson.
He called it Ron Jaworski.
Brie
That's what
Larson
we doing on this.
looked like this character from Amazing Gumball. What is it called? The World of Gumball. This is like.
I watched Gumball.
Amazing Gumball.
Amazing World of Gumball. They got this one character that got this square ass jaw head, I can't remember.
I think I know who you're talking about.
The Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah, you gotta look at the characters. It's not the main characters, but either way, I digress.
Gumball is
Please,
crazy.
please talk about the WNBA. They had their All-Star weekend. Ionescu did her number. She broke a 3-point record. I saw that. She got her own sneakers. She got her own sneakers.
With
Nike.
Nike.
They look all right. I ain't gonna. Jason not gonna rock them for sure.
We're gonna get so many women complaints. It's not gonna be fun.
But yes, please go ahead. I don't want to. I'll get you that name, Brian. That character's name.
I just looked it up. Don't worry about it. I think we should just move on.
Yeah, WNBA. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Who won last year?
I don't even.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to the next.
DeAndre Hopkins got picked up by the Titans.
And this is all. This is. All right, I'm shutting up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so DeAndre
terrible,
Hopkins
man.
got picked up by the Titans. That's all I got for NFL. Really, anything happened? Anything happened with y'all's teams?
No.
Nah.
Well, my boy Joe Mixon took a pay cut.
You
A
did?
team friendly restructured his contract, so he's trying to be in Cincy, trying to stay there for a couple years. Said he wants to be there his whole career, so got my fingers crossed for that.
He took a pay cut for Zeke to come. That's what he did.
Man, I want Zeke, man. I want Zeke.
He's still unsigned?
I want
Yeah.
Zeke. Yeah, Zeke ain't been signed yet.
He ain't trying to
Zeke
go to
down
he don't want to go to no camp. That's why.
No, he wants to sign during camp. Like so, he can pick
He
his
not.
team.
He ain't trying to do OTAs.
They're done.
That's what I'm saying. Like him, guys like him, they don't want to do that stuff no
Camp
more.
starts at the end of this month.
Yeah, Cap, I didn't even think about that, though. Some room for Zeke.
Yeah.
Because
So everybody keeps saying.
he restructured, so and we could use him. Zeke.
Is he the only big name left? They got to get signed. Oh, him
Dalvin
and Cook.
Cook.
Yeah.
Cook. I'm surprised. He
'Cause
got that, though.
I don't think Zeke get enough credit for being a good blocking running back. Like that motherfucker
Jason,
blocks.
don't say that too
I
loud.
remember he got.
Because Aaron Donald threw him
I
like
was just saying the same thing.
You know,
I was just the same thing.
when he got lifted off them cleats, he hold up that shoulder.
he a good block. He a good block running back. Though. I like Zeke.
He look like a little kid, man.
Put me down.
This whole time he working out, getting strong, so I don't have to him no more.
And apparently that's one of my celebrity lookalikes.
Who?
They tell me Zeke.
Oh,
I get it everywhere I go. I get Zeke. I still don't see it, but hey, my man paid, so I ain't mad at it.
So that means you're going to wear the T-shirt with the crop.
No, the belly shirt, the half practice shirt. Nah, I'm cool.
The
He's-
Chick-fil-A bag.
He one of them players that was good his first 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Once he got paid, it was like, yeah, I
Yeah.
got broke off. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Something made his legs weak.
Before he used to look for that contact, run people over.
Yeah, that Chick-fil-A, and that was it, man.
Facts. Big facts.
He been good since he jumped in the Salvation Army. The charity bucket. He ain't look good since then. He left his legs in there, man.
Oh man.
He donated his ability.
So nobody else got any more sports? We good on sports, right?
I think we good on sports. No other trades really went down, so I think we good.
So let's move on to some movies and television.
All right.
I want to save the SAG strike for last after everything else, movie related. But Secret Invasion, y'all know I ain't watch it, so y'all got this.
I got watched last.
Y'all know
You
I
didn't
ain't
watch
watch. I ain't
first.
watched nothing.
It was a slow show. It started off slow, but it started to pick up.
How
I
far
can't
is
give it. It's 3. I think it's 3 episodes. I'm caught up.
It's
It's
four.
four.
now.
It's
four
four
now?
now. It's four. I only
Okay,
seen
maybe-
the first two. I got watch. I'm gonna watch the other.
Maybe
two
I'm
tonight.
on 4. I can't remember. It's the premise was there. You know, I think I'm looking for more Winter Soldier, and I'm not really getting Winter Soldier vibes. I don't know if it's the production, like the not much money as Winter Soldier went into making it. Obviously, because
It cost $250 million. to
really,
make. Two-
it must be because it must be because of
225.
cast.
It was supposed to be a movie.
25.
It must be because of cast. But there's a certain parts where you're looking at it and it look like it's a TV show.
A movie of the week.
Look like it's
You
a
know
TV
what
show.
though? I just think for me, with Secret Invasion and the Skrulls in general, I just think it's something that was good for comic books, but it don't translate well on screen.
It could have. It and you know what? I think it does. I think it does translate.
I'll watch them just like
good for screen, but it only translate well if the emotional attachment I feel like is there, and I'm not really getting attached to anything. Like, okay, somebody, all right, whatever.
This could have been something that they really could have.
It could have been really well done, and it could have actually played into movies. I felt like if they may have hinted at this earlier instead of just all at once at right now. But like, say if we watch, I don't know, let's just say Winter Soldier because that's what's on my mind, and there was a little hint that somebody could have been a Skrull, 7 years ago from just a small snippet.
They did give a whole movie of a hint. Your girl, Captain Marvel.
But they didn't do that to the extent of Secret Invasion. They just introduced the races.
They just threw them there.
Yeah.
I mean, this could have been something where they could have just threw a mega bomb on like one of the characters on them.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting.
Right now, I'm not feeling the stakes. Like, it's supposed to be high stakes, but it don't feel high stakes to me.
They're probably gonna wait.
So
those are like the last few episodes.
Yeah, probably.
Well,
probably.
they kind of did big. Big reveal was.
Yeah, so they did do a reveal for some certain characters,
That's the last episode.
But there's something about the plot just
the thing
ain't hitting. It's not hitting for me.
The thing that is how they're using like the Super Skrulls. That's one thing. I
guess.
I mean, it's more. I wouldn't say it's like negatives with it. They missed the mark on a couple things.
Yeah,
though.
and I'm not trying to say it's a bad show. I just can't give it above a 7. And I can't see any reason to give it higher than a 7.
I'll say
This last episode was probably the best one that they put out. Though.
Yeah, episode 4 for all their shows have been the best ones.
Stuff happened for sure. Stuff happened.
But turned the curve at that one.
And even for me, it was like, okay, it was all right. It wasn't. See, I liked. What was the first one that came out? WandaVision. But WandaVision did a good, like, storytelling. And even though the first 3 episodes didn't really tell you much, they just kind of had you, going through the motion. Yeah. It was still good storytelling.
It went from what the hell to holy hell.
Yeah, it was to me. I was almost checked out WandaVision until she walked out of the hex and threatened the military. Like, that part felt good, and then I said, "Oh, I want to keep."
And then it put you in it.
Yeah,
and
before all that, I was ready to tap out.
Loki kept me interested the whole time.
Loki was good from the first episode.
Yeah. Loki kept me interested, and I'm not trying to take away from this. I think the performances are done. I just think something in the formula was missing or not done right.
You talking about Secret Invasion?
In Secret Invasion.
Or maybe y'all just spoiled.
It could be. It could very well be.
It's not spoiled. It's just this. I agree. The storytelling is just not good. That's just what it is. I mean, they all make fun of Nick Fury's age, and I think that's like the big thing is that he's too old to do this mission by himself. Like, that's, to me, that's what I've seen in the last 3 episodes. Yeah, is I make fun of his age and how much he's slower and because he left for so long and then he came back and everybody's mad. Everybody left.
I think yes. That's what I mean. I'm not getting.
It's not there. It's not
something
there,
is not connected.
I think it's just slow build.
It could be. They might very well.
5 and 6 might be off the chain.
Right.
They might be 45 minutes.
But as of right now, I can't give it higher than a 7 in my opinion.
9 episodes?
It's 6.
Yeah.
Is it 9?
I just think it's not many.
These last 2 might be the hitters.
Yeah. They got to be.
That leads into whatever.
Yeah. You gonna watch The Marvels?
Damn right.
I'm talking to Jason.
It looks funny.
Yeah, you gonna watch it? No,
I'm not sure.
You don't know yet? Okay. What was next one?
That's gonna be a game time decision for me.
I'm gonna watch it.
When does that? Like, it looks funny.
November, right?
Yeah, November.
It's like a little fun.
And that's the last of Marvel for what?
All female cast.
3 years. It's gonna be the last thing for Marvel for like 3 years because of the strike and all that stuff.
I don't know
because nothing's gonna be done.
They had to shut down everything.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, they did. They did shut
everything
down. Oh, we could talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get
But
to
yeah.
SAG.
They shut everything down.
Yeah, we gonna get to SAG.
They already said that one show.
Well, I was talking about a particular movie for Marvel or in general that was already filming.
Oh, you talking about
Is that on the list?
The Marvels.
number 3?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, let's bring it up real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about number 3.
Deadpool 3 has been
show.
started filming before they got shut down.
Gave us the suit.
But we did get to see Hugh Jackman don the yellow brown suit, right? That was brown. Yellow
Was
and
it?
brown, yeah.
But they were
Oh,
already
yeah.
filming though.
But they
were
stopped.
they
They
were
stopped.
3 weeks away from finishing.
They stopped.
Yeah, they have to-
That's terrible. That's terrible.
No, they might
No,
be
it was a yellow and blue one.
They stopped.
No, I think it's brown.
No, it's yellow.
yellow.
It's the
blue
astonishing.
But what's the accent
the blue,
color?
right?
It was blue.
It's blue.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
colorblind.
it's
so
blue, yellow.
Remember last week we were talking about I wanted to see the brown.
I wanted to see the blue one.
I wanted to see the brown
Okay.
one first and then the blue one, but you know,
They said it may be more than one outfit he's wearing in this.
beggars cannot be choosers. I'm just happy to see him in the suit. I
She
guess.
come down there and touch
But you know why he's wearing the sleeves
She
though?
fuck up
'Cause
Jean
Huh?
Grey. I'm gonna slide out the damn movie.
He's wearing the sleeves because he's got skin cancer.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Hold on. We got too many comments. I can hear. What happened?
What happened? Oh no! I was showing him something about Deadpool 3, and I told him, I said when she come down there and fuck Jean Grey up, I'm gonna leave the whole movie. Touch her forehead and start.
Because they said they got revealed because of the stuff that's going on. Because now
She's gonna be Magneto's daughter.
she was supposed to have been there.
Ooh.
Famke Jensen was supposed to have been there. Scarlet Witch is the one from was it Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
That one is the Magneto from that time.
Oh,
that planet's
snap.
daughter.
That is his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
In the other one, they never revealed MCU.
Yeah.
They never said who he was.
okay.
What
But
about
yeah.
Quicksilver?
Huh?
He's supposed to be in it
We're
too.
gonna acknowledge that Quicksilver's his
honestly,
son.
I don't agree with the MCU stating that they're 616. That was a mistake to me
What are they
because
supposed to be?
you can't be 616 and not follow the comics. If the comics are 616 and your things are deliberately not following the comics for like Kamala Khan and some other, you're not 616. The Illuminati universe was closer to 616 than ours. So we'll see how that turns out. But I didn't agree with them using the same number that the comic books use if they're not following the same comic book storylines.
They got Magneto out here looking like a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, but I was
Hey man, he's
telling
been
you
so many
that.
places.
I think me personally, I think Deadpool is going to like combine them all, and it's going to be one thing.
I think that's
think
what the Avengers movies will do. What's that? The Secret Wars. I think Secret Wars is going to combine.
You think they're going to go that far into the future and try to do that?
I think
might.
Secret
That's
Wars is going to.
2027.
That was the plan, I think, because right before that was supposed to be Fantastic Four, I think, right?
They've got their fingers crossed that there's still going to be interest because if you've been seeing the needle has been dropping, and me personally, I don't think that it's because of it's Marvel or there's an oversaturation like
That's
people
what Bob
assume.
Iger thinks.
Me personally, I just think that the content isn't as good as it was.
And
It's not
so
as strong.
we could go into that because, like he said, Bob Iger does believe it's they've been pushing too much out and it's been a fatigue.
Because when he was over, it was like 2 movies a year, maybe 3.
Well, that was also because they were trying to push out Star Wars at the same time.
Damn, push a Star Wars movie out
And
a
the
long
problem
time.
But they were going
Yeah.
the same. You would get MCU and Star Wars the same year.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're putting out you're getting lack of effort and just rush storylines.
That's what it is. It's moving too fast. It's moving too fast. They don't have enough time. Because how many years did Nolan have in between Rises and or what is it? The Dark Knight and Rises.
I think it was like 3 or
Like
4
yeah.
years.
Yeah, but that he had the benefit of worrying about a small set of characters.
Now you got a whole
I still think
universe that you got.
I still think that's as a storyteller, that's significant enough time.
I'm okay with 2 or 3 movies coming out a year, as long as if they can give me Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm not expecting everyone to be Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but if you can give me Black Panther, Ant-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy in a year, I'm happy as a customer personally. I wished Ant-Man would be a little bit better, but 2 for 3 ain't bad. And the real the real travesty about what happened with Ant-Man was that Kang was in that. And I think it took away from Kang. I think Kang should have been a bigger threat if that is going to be our ultimate foe for, whatever foreseeable Avengers movies. It shouldn't have been for Ant-Man. I get the idea of making him go against the smallest hero, but in reality, you made the next big villain not that scary.
He should have won this. This should have been a Kang victory.
What came out after Ant-Man?
Guardians.
But that was in space, so that was its own story.
But Guardians shows you that it's not superhero fatigue. It's don't give me a bullshit ass story fatigue.
Yeah, that's how I just said.
Spider-Man is an animated movie and did better than Thor, Doctor Strange,
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, you can say Wakanda Forever.
I don't know if it's.
I don't know about numbers. I don't know about numbers wise, but I'm talking about
story wise,
money wise,
review wise. In your eyes,
what is it? Into the Spider-Verse
was Across the Spider-Verse better than Wakanda Forever?
No.
I have it close.
It's close, but it's not.
I have it close.
It's an argument can be made for both.
They're in the same arena.
Really. Yeah,
they're definitely in the same.
Was it better than Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Was it better than Was it better than Thor?
Yes.
Was it better than Ant-Man?
Yeah.
And so these are Marvel's big hitters coming out with movies that we all thought were going to be, keep this boat afloat in these rocky years, the post Captain America's, post Iron Man eras. And now it don't look that because this animated movie doing better than most of your heavy hitters.
Me, I think after Endgame, at Endgame they should have been focusing on establishing newer characters along with the people that they already have. Like when they did, who was it? When he fought Mysterio, Spider-Man. That's Far From Home, right?
I missed that one.
Now, Far From Home should have introduced a Spider-Man ally who we haven't seen yet. You know what I mean?
Ally.
He should have had some backup.
See, now
it should have been someone instead of having Nick Fury and Maria Hill in there, and then they end up being Skrulls. They should have had someone else in there. They should have been introducing.
I think we will be getting new characters now that he's more transitioning to an adult.
You know what?
But they're already 4 movies deep now.
Yeah.
That's the part.
We got to get another 3. We got to get another 3 from
just
him.
like with Doctor Strange 2. They had the opportunity to give us either Moon Knight in that film, Nightmare, or somebody like that.
But
we didn't get that.
You know what also did it for Doctor Strange?
Mm-hmm.
We all knew we were getting cameos. We all knew we were getting different multiverses, and it didn't live up to it. What we did see in Spider-Man was different multiverses, different cameos that lived up to their hype. That lived up to me wanting to go to the theaters and see it. I'll go see Spider-Man again today if I had a chance.
I'm with you. I would do it too.
Because it gave the characters just due. There was no reason for the Illuminati to get in there and out in 5 minutes.
Get killed.
And it's kind of crazy because it's even funnier because Hallie Atwell actually spoke on that, and she said it was a waste of time.
Yeah,
she said she had more gratification doing the What If show than the live action.
The What If show was good.
I was like, damn.
The What If show was good, and it showed you multiverse can work. But they didn't give him something. Again, was off. Something's off, and I think they need to go ahead and get back to that. What was the thing we always argue about in the beginning?
Passion.
Oh, they got to get back into that passion with this.
My thing.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. Remember,
pushing P.
It doesn't matter about passion.
They got to get back into passion.
Don't try to cop my shit.
Do y'all think they should start grounding the stories and just make them like one-offs instead of just doing everything bleeding over?
No.
I think Helmsworth made the perfect sense. He said that you can't always save the world in every movie. Sometimes you got to save your neighbor. Sometimes you got to save your kids. Like you gotta go that route.
Makes sense, and that does make sense, and it can work because Guardians of the Galaxy don't save the galaxy every movie. They save this planet or their
best friend's life.
Right, but as long as the story justifies the end of the story, that's all I care about.
Me personally, I think they should have had the heart to kill Ant-Man. They should have killed Ant-Man.
When y'all said he got like beat up, and then they wouldn't put it out.
Yeah, the beating was worse. Yeah. So that's what I would have killed Ant-Man, and I'd have had the Wasp stop him in some capacity. Maybe not even stopping, but just
Slow him down.
Slow him down to the point where he's, we know Ant-Man's dead. She's not going to die. She'll carry on. Like, I think they should have had the heart to kill him off.
Only the real ones die.
They should have. I mean, I was because to me,
R.I.P. Tony.
R.P. Tommy.
It kind of dumbed down Kang to a degree.
I think when they showed that that was the final trailer, and he stomped his mask. And like when they showed the outcome, like I was like, oh yeah, he should have killed.
Yeah,
him.
I thought he was gonna die in the movie.
And just like with Doctor Strange, when everyone knew who the Illuminati was, and they pretty much put the story out, I'm thinking in my head that Doctor Strange is in trouble for doing what he did for Spider-Man, and it became a whole different movie.
They never even did it.
Damn,
They never did it.
that.
And you know what? And it probably was the original script until COVID, and they ripped up the
Yeah,
story.
possibly.
And they switched directors too, right?
Yeah, they switched
Well,
directors.
Jackson quit
Yeah.
because he was some behind the scenes stuff, so that may have been it.
And he might have been on some stuff like, let's get him in trouble. Let's put him in a predicament where he gonna need more than his magic to get himself out of this.
You know what I thought that was going to be?
What?
That it was going to be Mephisto the whole time.
That would have been a
That
good
Mephisto was impersonating Doctor Strange, even in Spider-Man movie.
One. That would have been interesting.
Because in the comic book, he never came out from meditating when everything was going on. When they went to go get him, he wouldn't come. It was in I forgot what story it was, but they
What are you
went to
referring
him, Doctor Strange.
Okay.
When they wanted to go get him, he was like, nope, I already know the outcome. I'm not coming.
Gotcha. Well, see, Mephisto had to play in the comic book with erasing everybody's memory. He was the one that did that
Yeah, he got
for
off on
Spider-Man.
that.
And it would have been cool that it turned out to really be Mephisto in the movies. And then we get to see, wherever Doctor Strange is, and then fight his way back, but having to go somehow getting stuck in. I would have liked that a little bit better.
Because in the book, it was a real good story when they did that.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that happened because of that. Mephisto ain't just gonna do shit straight up anyway. So it's gonna be a reason.
See now you get when you start talking like that, I get to thinking it's like So Doctor Strange, he on trial in front of the Illuminati. You gave up the what is it, the Soul Stone he had, or the
See, that's a
plot point.
MacGuffin.
But
Right
I'm
now
saying
because
so he said, but hold on though, let me give you this one. He put him on trial. He said, hey, you gave that up. Well, we still won. You shouldn't have done it. Oh, now you helped everybody forget who Peter Parker is. Who's Peter Parker? I don't remember. No, you did this. Show him what he did. Show him what he did. Then you raise the stakes on him. It's like, okay, now what is he going to do? Okay, now we're going to lock you up. We're going to take your powers and lock you up. And without your powers, you got to get out of this place where they had him at. Instead of having, Scarlet Witch come through and wreck everybody.
Yeah.
Now, if he even went to her afterwards to get help, to try to restore his magic, and they used the dark hold, so now he's got dark magic in him now, so he can have the abilities to fight the Illuminati, I would have watched that. I think that would have been a better movie.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement that the story that came out in theaters felt like a C effort. When we really needed,
or even if he did just fought Baron Mordo,
we needed a B
Baron
plus
Mordo with a whole bunch of people that's with him. They got rogue magicians.
He got ruled out. Basically, his storyline got ruled out. So
he said, "I'm going to Venom." He don't want the Venom.
They did. And Mordo and him would have been a real good thing. They would have did it right.
Where do we even go with the third eye now? Where we even go with the third eye?
Yeah.
You gave us a third eye, and then we don't know where we're going with it.
I think that's one of the things where they just was like, we got Sam Raimi to do our movie, and then once the movie was over, he
was like, oh shit, we just got Evil Dead 3.
Yeah, he got Evil Dead.
But I mean, but it's crazy.
It's a book. It's demons.
He didn't
possession. Oh shit.
And Raimi didn't even know what was going on. He just walked in on it as like a job.
And he said he never even watched WandaVision.
So he didn't know what was going on. So that lets you further know that was like some red flags.
He made Evil Dead 3 before Evil Dead 3, but
I kind of
now I'm gonna watch Doctor Strange 3 because I don't remember the movie. I tried to block it out. Now I gotta watch it again.
It's the same.
Or no, 2. It's part 2.
Yeah, it's part 2. It's the same.
That's all.
It's all the same. It's an evil book. It's an evil book you shouldn't read from. It's demons. It's possessions. And it's zoom in face cam.
And a woman antagonist.
You'll never look at
And,
a piano note
mm-hmm.
you'll see a pretty cool piano battle.
and Ash Williams is in them.
Yep.
He's in all Sam Raimi movies.
Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of slapping.
I miss the days when you didn't know the movies were connected and you could just watch them.
I think that's
You talking about
all the
Marvel?
You remember when we first started figuring out, like, you would just watch the Marvel movies, and then it wouldn't be till something at the end or in another movie you figured out that that's connected. Oh, they're doing this whole. Remember, you just watched Iron Man 1. And it was just Iron Man. It was an Iron Man movie. Then you got they're putting together the Avengers. All right, that's cool. But now it's we're watching to wait to see the connect. But I've talked about it before. We're watching to wait for the connection.
Yes, but we are also waiting for the payoff. We're not just waiting for the connection. We're waiting for it to mean something too.
But some of these best ones was the one-off. Like, you got Guardians gave us a goodbye.
Yeah.
But it kind of, you got Adam Warlock that's going to connect to something else. But to me, Guardians 3
it's a one-off.
It felt like it won, and then that's one of their best movies. It's like, damn, I didn't need that connection to another. Like, damn, this was a good movie by itself.
Granted, Doctor Strange couldn't. The only real connection that Doctor Strange could have had was to Spider-Man. That's because he was in Spider-Man. It could have been a one-off thing if he not added Wanda to the story. Like he said, it could have just been all about Doctor Strange getting in trouble for what he did in the previous movie.
And we still here with a third eye that I need to explain.
I get it.
What's his third eye about now? Like,
If I'm writing it, that's
big plot.
That's a side effect of him having to absorb dark magic to get magic back. That's one of the might as well say caveats, because you got the bloody fingers for Wanda. Give him a third eye.
Let's see, what you just said could have been you closing that Spider-Man arc. Now, like, you had these Spider-Man movies, he helped Spider-Man out. Now he's getting his comeuppance from what he didn't, but you could kind of close that story now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good close to that arc. At least Spider-Man, Doctor Strange's story, interactions, and movies as far as them. Now it closed. Like, that last movie didn't give me a closing feeling. It was just a weird, you got to the end and it was like, okay, third eye, because I'm still bothered by this third eye. And then I'm just sitting here like, what's going to go on? I kind of care about it, but I kind of don't care about it anymore, where it's going after that.
They're using Wong.
Probably because of how that movie went, though.
Another thing,
like it was a better movie.
Way too much, though.
If it were a better movie, I wouldn't probably feel like that. But since it wasn't great and it ended the way it did, it's just kind of like, okay.
I think they're using Wong a little too much too.
It's never too much.
I already
Wong,
told you it was gonna happen. I already told you my thoughts on Wong.
Oh yeah.
But all right. What were we talking about? How did we get on this? Was because Deadpool?
Yeah, we're talking about Deadpool 3.
Yeah. Was there anything else from MCU stuff that we needed to talk about?
No, not
on the list.
Oh, Jules was telling me I didn't know he had skin cancer.
Oh yeah,
Hugh Jackman.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, basically, everybody was complaining about why has he got sleeves on? Why is he wearing the sleeves? Why is he wearing the sleeves? But a lot of people don't know he has
usually jacked. He's got the physique to not wear the sleeves.
Yeah, but
I didn't know
he
that.
suffers from skin cancer.
Yeah.
And
that's not gonna
he was basically kind of worried about him being with his arms exposed in the sun and everything.
Gotcha.
So they asked, could they put like.
Remember he's at one of those premieres and he had like the little bandage over his nose. Because I guess that's where it was real pronounced when he was going through it. And they were like asking him what was wrong with him and all that. And that's when he like finally came out and talked about it.
Gotcha.
I forgot which movie it was. It might have been the Wolverine.
See, and I'm one of those people that like when I see stuff like that, like if you have a Band-Aid or a bandage or something, I never want to ask because I don't want to get answered like, oh man, I just got done my chemo. Like, oh damn, now you feel bad. I'm like,
but why did Nelly have it?
I see
some light skin shit.
I seen something the other day. They were talking about Nelly's scratch. They said Nelly's cut never healed. I was like,
I used to be mad. Motherfuckers be in school, light skinned niggas at that, with a fucking Band-Aid underneath their eye, with a headband.
He be here next weekend, so maybe we can see.
Oh yeah, he gonna be down there.
I think it's Friday. He supposed to be here.
Oh no,
who gonna go see Nelly?
Not fair.
not going to see no Nelly.
All right.
So,
what we got next?
So we're going to go Mission Impossible, non-spoiler. I didn't.
That everybody's seen. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It was a good movie.
I fell asleep halfway through it.
You did?
Yeah, I was knocked out. Man.
Damn. It was. I enjoyed it, and I don't really keep up with the storylines all the time.
I
Like
think
you can
they're
ask me.
different in every one.
Don't ask. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because don't ask me like what happened.
They
And
be throwing me off with the damn storyline.
yeah,
This
don't-
one didn't connect.
right. But so I'm glad it didn't because I kept up with this one.
This part 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is on Joan because the one where what was it, Cavill?
Mm-hmm.
The one with Cavill wrapped up the one that had Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Them 2 movies with Jeremy Renner.
Right.
That finished that
Renner
one.
was
He was in 2
Actually,
of them.
wasn't he more?
He was more in 4 than he was in 5.
the other one.
Okay.
What was 4?
4 was the one where Brant first came.
What's the title? So I can go watch it.
I don't know.
Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation.
And then one was called
Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol. Ghost
One thing
Protocol.
I know, one thing I know is Ving Rhames big swole ass stay in them movies.
Well, I mean, you know what though? I give Tom Cruise props for that because he
look out
kept his
for it.
day ones.
Yeah.
You know, he kept his
Everybody
day
from the
ones.
first one has been in them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was good. I would give it non-spoiler. I'm give it a 10.
I can't give it. I can't give it a 10. I'll give it.
A 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
I liked it better than Transformers.
Ooh.
I like the better Transformers.
Yeah, something about it, and it was a little predictable, but I think I enjoyed this movie a little bit more than Transformers. So if I gave I don't remember. I gave
You
let's
gave him
say-
an 8.
All right, so I'll give this an 8.5.
I don't. You know what?
I'm gonna give it a 10.
I don't.
Oh, I'll give it a good 9.
I didn't find it predictable. The end I didn't find predictable.
I found certain moments predictable.
Cliffhanger?
It set up for something.
It
Yeah,
didn't,
that's what I'm saying.
it didn't. For me, it didn't go the way that I assumed it would.
Okay.
So I think that's what had me more like when I left the theater. I was like, I'm gonna have to run that back because I wasn't expecting what happened to happen.
I enjoyed it. And again, I think I enjoyed it more than Transformers. So right now, my pecking order is Guardians. Are we including last year's movies? Or are we only doing?
This year.
All right, so Guardians, Spider-Man, Mission Impossible, Transformers.
Y'all gonna make me go watch this.
Yeah,
Brian gave
it was decent, and it's a standard. Like you don't need to know the previous ones. That's why it's
I
like.
definitely don't know the previous.
That's what I was a little taken back
it's
on.
still-
Yeah, it takes it. Yeah, because you know how in the other ones, like if it's connected to the other one, the first thing you're seeing is Tom Cruise and him doing something.
Yeah. So the previous 2 movies, I felt like connected. You had to see whatever that first one was in the last Fallout and Rogue Nation. I think was
Yeah,
the
they got
previous
it,
one.
yeah.
You had to
And
kind of
Ghost
watch
Protocol.
both. You had to watch them together.
What was the one that me and Brian
Rogue Nation.
we bought tickets for?
That was Rogue Nation.
Okay. Did I tell you that story?
Nah.
We bought tickets. Well, we went to go see. This was Resurrection F, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
We went to go see Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. We walking into the theater. One of the people coming out was like, "Yo, y'all not going to see Dragon Ball Z?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, they sold out." I'm thinking not too many people want to go see DBZ in the theaters.
We were wrong.
Apparently, I was wrong. So I go in there because I think he was wearing a Green Ranger shirt and I was wearing a Godzilla shirt. So I guess I just gave off. They come to see Dragon Ball Z vibes. So I get in there. I'm walking in there anyway. Gonna go look. Ask the girl, was it sold out? She's like, "Oh yeah, it sold out of Dragon." So we there. I was like, "Damn, ain't nothing else I want to see. I want to see Dragon Ball Z." The only thing around the same time, it was Mission Impossible tickets. We like, oh man, go ahead, two for Mission Impossible. Da, da, da. I'm sitting there, I'm walking the whole time like, yo, I don't want to fucking see Mission Impossible. I want to watch Dragon Ball Z. So me and Brian got to, because this is when that theater was newish too. That's when they had the one black dude that always got the suits on, real nice.
He still be there.
Yeah,
Shout
I've
out to
seen
you,
him.
Big Dog.
Yeah, he cool shit. But
What theater is this?
At the mall.
Cinemark.
we get to, where it splits off to the couple theaters. It's like 2 on the left and all the rest are on the right. So Mission Impossible's on the right. We walk past the person. They're like, oh, down there, 2 theaters down, whatever.
So
And
you
I
made a
look,
life or death
I
decision.
turn left. What, can't hear me? Got me. All right.
You turn left.
I turn left, and I see Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F on the little. They got the little digital screen. Brian, I turned to Brian. I was like, Dragon Ball's playing right there. We're going over. Brian started laughing. What'd I say?
He said, his exact words were, "I'm not fucking playing. Let's go." It shook me up. I said, "Oh, it's time to go."
So we go in there.
There was no assigned seatings back then?
That was before they started doing the assigned seatings. So we sit there. We just go find a couple seats. We are on the lower level on aisle seats. I'm sitting in front of Brian. Brian's behind me. We just sitting there, and that's when the ushers used to come down. They could randomly ask to see your ticket or whatever. I was ready to jump up and say, "Just because I'm black, ain't it?" So, but we seen there every time the ushers come down, like, "Hey, motherfucker, better not ask for a ticket. You better not ask for nothing." But yeah, they had like Dragon Ball trivia and all that. Like it was like a whole vibe in there though. I was like, yo, they be in here partying these Dragon Ball Z movies.
That's what saved y'all wearing them shirts. That's why they asked for your ticket.
You remember we were all black.
They really here to watch this.
Y'all here stealing y'all tickets. Come on, buddy.
So that was the movie. That's the one time I almost saw Mission Impossible. But that's what always has me now. Like whenever Dragon Ball Z movie comes out,
they're linked together now.
I go see them in the theaters and I get my tickets early.
That and Skyfall, huh?
Okay.
James Bond.
And now Indiana Jones.
So, what we got next?
So got all the movie stuff out of the way. Let's talk about the SAG strike.
Oh, did y'all gonna skip Superman and Spider?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I don't care about Superman. Sorry.
Trailer.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Y'all want to go to Superman casting? No. I mean, y'all want to go to Superman casting?
You want to breeze through it?
Yeah, we can breeze through it real quick.
Wait a minute, but didn't they say something about all that stuff he just leaked and wasn't true?
Nah, he
About the
confirmed.
authority.
About the authority?
The authority.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He
nah.
threw that
Yeah,
out
no.
there.
And so, yeah, so we did get a little bit more casting info for the Superman. I forgot what it's called. Legacy movie. We already know the Superman actor and the Lois Lane actress, but we got a Green Lantern, Guy Gardner, being played by
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
I like him.
Yeah, that's one of my boys. That's one of my boys.
My guy.
We got
Hawk
Girl, who's the young Spanish actress who was in one of the Transformers, and she was in that Sicario movie.
What Transformers was
She's
she?
a Dora the Explorer.
She was one of the ones with Mark Wahlberg. She was a little. Okay, you didn't watch them? Okay.
They're bad. Don't.
But I like her. I think she can act. Then we got
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, played by, I can't remember his name. I've seen him in a
I
few
don't know how
things,
to
but he was
pronounce
in
his name.
he was in the
Something.
X-Men movie as like one of the only people that can't be killed, but they killed him in like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah, and he wasn't in
First Class, X-Men First Class.
He's in Twilight too. He's a vampire in
He was?
Twilight. I think the first one.
Okay.
I think he's in the first Twilight.
I know he was in a show called Startup that I never finished.
Apparently, I guess the way how they're going to do this, they're going to basically separate Clark's life and then Superman's life on how he's dealing with other supers, and then his home life, which is the reporter side, which is kind of interesting.
And lastly, though, my boy NoHo Hank from Barry got casted as Metamorpho.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is in that.
That should be
TV.
something.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
really
think-
good. If you ever get a chance to watch Barry, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it, Brian, because the more the acting aspect. It's about somebody trying to become an actor,
I remember that guy from Gotham.
and he was in
And
Gotham
he
as
plays,
well. Yeah,
what is David's what's his name?
the guy that got the cuts. He does it.
Yeah.
Zigzag or Zag?
No,
Zaz, something like that.
Something, whatever.
But this is hard. He come into the police station and was like, "I'm looking for Commissioner Gordon." Everybody was like, "He right there." But they knew who he was. They said, "He right there."
But yeah. So to your point, them introducing other characters, and Brian, I know you brought this idea up before
Yeah, they
where
heard me.
we say
Look like they're doing
a Superman movie should be involved with, since he is a planetary esque force. that the planetary defenders and the universe defenders should be knowing of him and involved in him.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, it looked like it'll be a Green Lantern involved in this movie, and
100%.
and other heroes. With that being said, how are y'all feeling today after James Gunn's latest Marvel project, the announcements made? I'm gonna keep asking you guys until we get to that movie, till we get to that premiere.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not going to ever give me a good answer.
You either, because you don't like Superman either.
I don't, but
Okay.
I do believe in James Gunn. I'm not gonna lie. I believe in James Gunn's ability to make characters relatable and interesting. I don't care for Superman at all. However,
Just
there
wanna
may
see
be
the
other
story.
characters in that Superman movie that I might care about more.
If he makes you a Superman fan, this movie you gotta wear a Superman shirt.
I will never. And you know what? The thing is, I got a workout shirt. It's a Superman, but I call it a Superboy. I don't call it Superman. It's black and yellow.
Nah,
and
they don't sell Superboy stuff.
They do sell Superboy shit.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They don't sell it.
It's
Superman.
It's interesting to see it that they're going to take this approach with it now. I like that they're going to do something different with it. Like I said, they're supposedly the one side of it is his Kryptonian heritage, and he's dealing with whatever the superpowers that he's got in his real life. So it's. I'm going to just say this, and this is probably the elephant in the room. I think the Snyderverse fans need to really get over themselves to a degree.
He talking to you, Jay.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it as an abroad.
I mean, it's always going to be a preference thing.
I mean, it's not a preference thing, but if the thing is, nobody really came to come see it, and now you got everybody saying restore it, restore it, restore it. Nobody came to see, and drones are in a rush to see.
I saw them all.
I saw them all too. I like them, but it's just
I saw them all.
Yeah, I just think it's like a weak. I'm trying to find the right way to say this. It was a weak approach.
I think you said it right. Weak. The whole. He
I
started.
like
He
him.
started off swinging well. Man of
I
Steel
like
was
Man of
good.
Steel.
Man of Steel was great, but
And I like the Snyder cut too, but it's just like it was really no momentum from them fans. If that was the case, they would have been going to see the movie again and again and again and again. That didn't happen.
Just like they watch Flash again
Nah, I
and again and
mean,
again.
just being serious with it. I mean, Man of Steel it made money, but it didn't come off. And then you got the BVS incident. That's an exhausting conversation right now.
My favorite.
because of Batman vs Superman being so bad,
That's
everything
what happened.
else. No, they trusted nothing else that came out.
I
after
don't even want to get into all that again. But I'm just saying, I want to see. I'm
my
glad
favorite
they're
comic
going to
movie.
do something.
I said they talking like this is my favorite comic.
That's the truth, though.
I like it.
So it's his favorite, right? So I guess it is, objective.
I want
I
to see them
think
do it right.
I think the right now today, right?
They need to do something.
We need what we're skeptical of, right? And especially when it's starting with Superman, since we've seen this avenue taken before. It always seems to have been. We thought we had high hopes. Remember, I can't remember his name, but we got a 2000 something Superman. They thought that was going to jump something off.
Brandon Routh.
Right.
And the one with what's the name in it?
Superman in that movie was like a weird stalker. He was like staring in the Lois Lane house at night. Like that was weird.
Yeah, that was.
And
The most
so-
powerful man on the earth was stalker. That ain't.
And so we got it already where we started the boat with Superman, and I don't want to say it lives and dies by Superman, but it also depends on how heavy of a role does Superman play. And so you either dial it in towards the comics and the Justice League series, but even then I think the Justice League did it perfect. They made the cartoon series.
Okay, yeah.
They were able to give everybody their just due, their own thing that they brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard, and I'm not going to lie, it was hard to keep up with Superman in that Zack Snyder cut. I liked the Zack Snyder cut, but watching it, you got like, God damn. Or even not the Zack Snyder cut, the original release that most people saw. When Superman showed up, there was no need for the Justice League. There was no need for him. And part of Superman's, who I've been saying, it's hard for me to make a compelling Superman story is because how strong he is and how you have to be a balance of, is he dumb or is he really, just
think-
this emotional person, or what is he? Right?
He's dumb.
Stupid.
I think Gunn is basically attacking both sides of the.
I just want to hear your point. That's all.
And I'm a little worried that we're starting with Superman. That's where I'm like hesitant. Like I get it. You kind of I don't want to call him the Iron Man, but he's like the Wolverine when it comes to DC, right?
So
he's
my
like the guy
question-
that everybody first think of is Wolverine. I mean, when you think of X-Men, you probably think of Wolverine, Cyclops, and Gambit, right? And when you think of Justice League, you're thinking of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
So I'm not even going to go into that conversation where I wanted to go. I'm not even going to do that because we've been talking about this enough. But if you were going to be James Gunn and they're telling you free range, what do you want to start with? What is your first project? You write and direct, and what do you want? What do you choose if Superman is off the board? Like you can't. They tell you got all the power you got, everything that he has right now. He got, but you can't do Superman first. What do you do? What are you
So,
in your new position going
right
to bring
now,
people to watch?
I have to now look at the landscape, and I'm talking to them saying, do y'all really need to do 2 more Batman movies with Twilight guy? Because that is going to affect how my storytelling is about to play out. I can't do this. Y'all going to compare my Batman and his Batman from now. Like,
So that would be your first choice.
I have to talk to them and figure out what are y'all going to do about this Batman. If y'all going to stop it early on, I'm probably. When's the last time we had a Batman movie? That was Christian Bale's time, right? So we had 2 Superman movies, or 1.5 Superman movies.
Solo Batman?
Correct,
movie?
correct,
Okay,
correct.
yeah. 2018, I think that's when that was.
I am not opposed to going with Batman. I think Green Lantern needs to be the one. I think it's the Green Lantern.
Which Lantern?
I think you got to do
Hal
Hal Jordan.
You could
I think Green Lantern can set off
a lot of things.
a lot of things where he can touch different things and even go
Earthbound and Spacebound.
outbound and do other stories where he's a cameo in whatever, right? Or at the end of the next movie, you see Hal Jordan come down after you already established him as Green Lantern and say, hey, I need to talk to you about something. Like, we're aware of you. Like, Superman might not know that Green Lantern know of him, but he know of him because he come down at the end of the Superman movie.
But that's
You know what I'm saying?
I like the Lantern.
I think
But-
you can't keep doing the same thing over and over too often. I think you got to let some time pass to make that build up happen again. I'm a little hesitant to do a Batman movie because Batman just got done with a movie a year or 2 ago.
And
The
that's-
only difference, my Batman's going to have Robin, and that is what we haven't seen since
97.
90s.
I think it's 97.
And I think that will be a really good story.
Nah,
Shit,
come on.
I'm this close to saying, fuck it, let's go with just Teen Titans or Young Justice.
Honestly, you know some real shit. They could have. You could have started off with that.
I'd
You
probably go
could've.
Young Justice for real, and let the superhero, let the older cast work their way in over time.
I think
They did that show perfect, man.
I think the problem they're gonna have with James Gunn's run that's gonna be a problem is trying to introduce these people because he's already said it's not gonna be an origin story of Superman. Okay, cool.
Right.
So when you do Brave and the Bold, how are you introducing this
not
world's
origin.
Batman?
It's
But
not-
that's what I'm saying. Like, how are you introducing him into this world that's gonna have a Superman in it?
And
eventually?
that's what I'm saying. You got to be delicate about how powerful Superman is when it comes to the rest of the cast. If this is going to be a Batman grounded in reality, good luck.
I think
Good luck.
I think the kickoff, like you was alluding to, is Green Lantern. I think you got to have somebody that knows everything, and it's going to be exposition like a sumbitch. But somebody has to explain your world. I don't think you can explain their whole world with just a Superman story. I don't think you can do it. I think it's going to be a good movie. Like unlike you, I trust that Superman is going to look great. It's going to be great storytelling. But I don't introduce this world with them. I do it with the Green Lanterns. I do it with Green Lanterns, and then you let people know at the end that whatever he was facing, it ain't nothing compared to what's already here
You should have
and
been
what you're going to already be going through.
It should have been a slow build for Superman. Then.
I would have liked to see him take some time off. Not the character of Superman not be seen until
He needed
closer
it,
to
man.
a Justice League movie
Where he
reveal.
needed to have it. But
I would like to be like, oh shit, Is shit happening? How are we going to fight this?
To me,
how are we going to fight this?
To me, that
and then you bring in the heavy hitter toward the end before you do a Justice League movie, and you be like, "This is how we going to get back."
That's how my thing was. I was just going to say that you should have brought him in as like Superman should be the nuclear option for I guess a new whole League movie. I could see them with the lanterns. They could have brought in like the Anti-Monitor. They could have brought in, was it the Manhunters? They could have brought in, it's some things that the lanterns actually deal with where they can actually just say, wait, we may need a big hitter. They could have built him up.
And credit to Snyder, he was hitting on something, earlier on, especially when Superman argued with his dad and he got out the truck to save the dog, and he could have went and saved his dad, but he would have revealed who he was right then and there, and he just told him no. I'm like, oh, okay, I dig that. And then when his mom told him,
nah, dog, you gotta save your dad. Fuck that shit. Like, all right, nah, bro.
But
I'm saving my dad.
But in Batman versus Superman, his mom told him, there's basically you can, help these people or you don't have to. It's all on you. And when she said that line, if I'm Henry Cavill, I would have conveyed a different emotion. For me, he just was like, okay, he just was strong. Had he had a look of like uncertainty or something like that, I think that would have made that for a better scene.
And now that you're talking about this, I may be a little bit more hopeful for this Superman because maybe this is how we get to see why he struggles
with who he is,
with some of the decisions that he has to make in this movie, in this universe. Since he's younger, he's still like performing the man he'll be or is. Maybe we get to see why he struggles and why he's such goofy. If
he saves someone in this movie, right? This new Superman, he saves someone in this movie, and some people applaud it, and some people are just afraid of who he is. And his character focuses more on, I got to get these people not to be afraid of me, opposed to them always cheering me. But he doesn't have that conversation with himself or with Lois Lane. He has it with his mom. And and as he's having this conversation, you got to break him. You got to let him show that emotion. Like, this is really disturbing me. Right. And that is people, we know who Superman is. He don't know who Superman is in the film. So it's all about how you want to convey his emotions. You got to attack Superman emotionally.
Yeah,
that's how I figure him.
Yeah, and
I take Batman's money away. He's screwed.
Now Batman's still gonna get somebody's hands with a trench coat on.
How many?
He gonna pop his collar like Raphael with the fedora. Raphael from Ninja Turtles. Walk around the street. That's gonna be Batman without the money.
200 and some disciplines. He gotta be alright.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman just gonna be Raphael when he was walking around.
Batman is a rich man with a sore throat.
With the trench coat
with his chin out.
So the police know he wait.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I just can't get up the energy to be excited again for a whole. That's just how I am.
Okay.
I'm like that with wrestling. Like, you get me up, and then I'm like, I'm just like, okay, I take a break from it. I mean, if the movies are good, I say they're good. I just can't get excited for. Oh man, there's a whole new. We done been down this road a couple times. We've been here. Whole new. Oh, we're getting all this new, and then you see how it goes to shit. So, I mean, and at the end of the day, I love the Snyderverse. So. I'll forever have whatever movies came out. Like, if I want to just sit down and be like, yo, I want to see how I want to see DC. Pop that shit in and watch it.
Okay.
Like,
If you agree with the next Batman's choice, will that make you a little bit...
oh, that's how you get me on board with stuff with Batman. That's
right.
How you get me on. It's my favorite.
If you like, oh, they got such and such
if I like
Batman,
this Batman, because the last Batman...
Then you'll be like, oh, you know what?
I mean, like, if it's a good Batman, if it's a good anything, I'll tell you, because I'll tell you, I didn't want to like Man of Steel. Even though I love Zack Snyder, I was like, I'm not gonna like Man of Steel. I can't stand Superman. I was like, yo, this shit was good. Yeah. I like this movie. Still don't like Superman, but I like this movie. And I like his character in the movie. But I mean, if the next Batman is real good, I'm messing with it, because the last one was. It was alright. I wasn't in love with that one.
Who would you want to see play Batman?
That's not Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll never. It's hard to tell. I feel like it's got to be somebody that could pull off the Bruce and the Batman. and I don't know.
It can be somebody that's a good Bruce in that.
I would have to think about that. Yeah, I would have to think about who I would want to see. In that
I think
slot.
if he can play Bruce, you'll forgive him for the.
Has any character
For the
really
Batman.
nailed the Bruce Wayne part of it
So,
on both sides? The Bruce Wayne, because there's two sides of Bruce Wayne before there's Batman. You got the Bruce Wayne that's when he's out and about, he's the playboy that likes to spend all his money and be around a whole bunch of people. And then there's the broken Bruce Wayne when he's around Alfred, who just like he mopes around and he don't want to be
Christian
here.
Bale.
I would say Bale, just because
He didn't have that many Playboy moments.
I
though.
think he did though.
he had enough of
it
them.
was
He did.
it was implied, but
Only thing I remember him doing
In the
is
second movie, in the second movie,
It was implied.
really he had he had moments where he had to put on a face. And she was like, "This is not who you are. You're not really Bruce Wayne. You're Batman."
trying to remember.
And he was putting on a face, pretending to be Bruce Wayne in that movie.
I think Ben had the potential to be both. If we could have really seen,
See, but I think his character was so late in age, he
Yeah.
didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he was that chisel.
But
He was-
they gave him a little bit of not both sides of Bruce, but they gave a little bit of, he's more of a teacher in the Flash. Like I seen that in the Flash. That little bit of scene he had was like, oh, this is what he should have been the whole time.
and he would have been great with a Robin.
that's a whole
You
other.
could saw that
argument.
with a Robin. That'd have been dope.
If they did a one-off, they could have did a
Damn.
one-off story with
Just-
Ben Affleck.
Just think if he was doing
About that.
the Brave and the
Yeah.
Black and the Bold, or the fuck it's called.
Brave and the Bold.
If he was doing
The
that,
Black
if he was doing that, his character trying to teach Damian Wayne not to be, worse than what he could be.
I think the Brave
think
and the
that makes a
Bold
good
is
movie.
probably going to be a better story. Just because you're going to have Damien. Basically, Damien's this.
See, but my problem is we can't get Damien until
I just think
we get a good Robin story. We can't go past Dick Grayson because we need Dick Grayson's story to
Well,
become
he's gonna have
Nightwing.
to be in this
We
stuff.
need Red Hood story. You can't skip over this stuff.
I know.
And these is good plots, and it was hinted at, and we should have got them played out.
I think honestly, Ben's trilogy should have been like the Red Hood story arc.
I would have been
Would
okay
have been an awesome thing to see.
with a solo Batman Ben Affleck movie about
Maybe two of them.
about Robin.
You might have needed two.
One
of them.
alone,
shit.
like
Let's
I
go ahead
said,
and get
one
three.
alone, they could have just did his whole little arc itself with that. And he could have brought in the Joker.
And then it would have tied in that ending that we got in the
'Cause
Zack
that-
Snyder
They
cut.
did a Red Hood cartoon that was damn good, and I could have seen. That was kind of like right down Ben's alley. If he would have did it something
Yeah.
like The Town, and he would have threw in them little characters.
Made him look a little younger. Give him a Robin.
Why you want to make Ben Affleck look younger?
They got ways. They making Samuel Jackson still look
Well, I'm saying, why would you want to make him look younger?
because it would have happened already by the time we got
talking about when you get young Robin.
to Justice
Robin,
League.
yeah.
He would have had two Robins by then.
Yeah, because it's the whole in Batman Superman where you got the Robin.
That's what I'm
suit,
referring to. Yeah.
But I feel like Ben Affleck's just that energy and that grittiness of his character fits perfect with the Red Hood. It fits perfect with killing off Jason Todd. It feels perfect with all that craziness is all dark stories.
For me, I would have had him a different personality in this movie. This would have been a different Batman at the beginning of this Robin death movie.
Oh yeah, it gotta be different.
At the end of it,
Gotta
we
change
would have
it.
got the Batman that we've been seeing.
From Ben Affleck, that old chisel,
Old,
just
like
angry.
I don't give a like. I'm not even gonna play around with people. I'm
I might start
going
killing,
into
I'm
jails.
I'm killing.
and I'm
He's
gonna
all killing people now.
right, and that's how we get to that point.
where you had to see.
But you get to see the difference. That's why I say you got to make him a little bit younger, a little bit, a little bit more bright-eyed, optimistic
Yeah.
in the beginning of this movie. But by the end of it,
Basically, you're
he's the
breaking.
one at the end of the Snyder cut saying, "I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker," or whatever he said to Joker. That
So
how
how
does
do-
he get to that point? Is because of this movie.
So how do you? So that means you would change Batman versus Superman.
No, it could have kept because this would have been a prequel movie. This would have been nothing that.
I see what you're saying.
This
No,
would have been a one-off movie almost, but like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's movies happened before Justice League. This Batman movie would have happened before
I
Justice
see
League.
what you're talking about now. I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. You
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. I'm trying to think of where he was in the beginning of that movie.
He was
Batman,
he was,
Superman?
Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman. He was fucking damn near killing people.
Who is he? Who is he mentally in the beginning?
Mentally,
of that
he
movie?
didn't fuck around no more. He was not giving people.
untrusting.
He was not giving people a chance.
He didn't trust nobody and trust nothing.
That's why Superman was like, "Yo, you a little wild," and he was like, "You not even from here, so who you to check me?"
You don't go here.
That's where I think where the mistake was made, though. They should have just put a solo.
But they could have fit it in afterwards, and still, the Wonder Woman happened like that.
He gonna tell Robin, go home and get the gun.
But then you get a second movie, just like Wonder Woman. Second movie of Wonder Woman took place before Justice League, and the second one of Batman. You could do that today, honestly. They can still do this today, but before that next Batman in the Bowl
Ain't
come
gonna
out.
happen.
Yeah, that ain't happening now.
Yeah.
They're saying that they're going to touch on some of this stuff eventually, but who knows? I just think I'm just speaking just off the content of this Brave of the Bold concept. I mean, I think it's a unique story though. Yeah,
It's new. It's a
something
newer
new,
story.
It's a newer story, and it's probably going to be fresh. So
Yeah.
that may be something you can probably weave in some of that other stuff. This may actually help. They may actually do this now. If they do this Brave and the Bold, and they're going to bring in this Damien, so 9 out of 10, that Todd conversation is probably going to have to come up.
Yeah, but it
It might happen.
Who's writing that movie?
They haven't even.
Not Ben Affleck.
I thought no,
it's the chick from
no, it's not. It's Giuseppe.
I said
No,
not
Machete's-
Ben Affleck.
She's directing it, but it's the girl who did the Transformers movie.
Oh, I'm thinking about the. Who,
Okay.
you said who's writing it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't
It's
know.
the
who's
girl who
writing it.
did the latest Transformers movie.
Okay.
She's the one that's
I
doing
can
it.
trust that.
Yeah, she might stick to the.
I like.
But the only
Source material.
thing is, she just wrote the Flash movie too.
Ooh.
So that's where everybody.
That got split me.
Was the Flash movie bad though?
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
The CGI was bad.
It was just
She handled
It
the
was
bad
bad.
action good.
it was,
So-
it was a victim of timing.
Yeah.
The Batman parts were good. I trust that Batman. I think that's why they got him, because the Batman parts were good in the movie. The rest of it was meh.
Even Ben Affleck's Batman part.
This
and that
kid just
wasn't
came
that
out on
long.
HBO Max. It was meh. It was meh.
Okay. I'm not gonna debate it.
The Flash story part of it was meh.
I think it was a victim of timing too.
And everything that was going on.
What stood out about it from the Flash perspective? Take out.
Ezra Miller's acting.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
You didn't like Ezra Miller's acting when he had to play dual roles.
I thought he was good in it. I mean, I'm
Did
not
y'all see
saying-
the part where the one died?
What?
And he was like, huh. All right, I'll leave it at that.
No, I don't remember that.
All
Part.
right.
He was good. I mean,
I only
I'm
watched
not-
it one time. So.
I didn't watch it twice.
All
But
right.
I'm just going to say, I mean, I'm
About
trying
the
to
plot.
Separate.
All right, I'm not going to give too much away, but about the plot of the Flash, did y'all think it was a good plot?
It could have been better. That's not the flashpoint that they should have did.
Did y'all like the way he run?
It was weird.
Did y'all like the way he went? Did y'all like that little
All right,
multiverse?
I'm done with this
All right.
conversation.
Well, look at the little
Montage where all the
the verse world, the Flash point.
yeah. where
Did y'all
everything
like that?
happened. I didn't like. I wasn't in love with how it looked. I liked the concept of it all.
It
being
wasn't.
there.
It wasn't right.
But I didn't like. I didn't. I
No.
did visually. I didn't like how it looked. I feel like it could have
No.
looked cleaner, better.
You knew what was going to happen. Once you saw the thing, and then the other one, you knew what was going to happen. You knew what was going to. Nothing really stood out about it that was like, damn, I need to go see this again. Didn't stand out at all. It didn't stand
To
out.
me, the standout is Ezra Miller's acting.
I liked his emotional parts.
Yeah.
Like his emotional parts were.
Only
can
at the
act.
end. The only part at the
He can
end
act.
was the only emotional part. Tell me his parts with the chick was good.
What chick?
Exactly.
What chick though? What are you referring to?
Supergirl.
Oh,
The Black Iris.
She wasn't even in it enough. But they had two conversations.
It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know if they needed Iris in that.
Yeah,
one.
I think that was just. I think they might have had her on retainer, and her contract was like, "Hey, you got to fulfill it."
Where'd y'all rate that movie?
I think I gave it like a 7.
I think I gave it 7 something.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
six.
it was 7 something.
All right.
7%.
All right. Ezra Miller not coming back. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you know that. He might.
I'll tell you that much.
Where was he? They, them now? Whatever. I think
Ezra,
that's done.
He's not coming back.
I think that's done forever.
So
that version.
Don't arrest me.
Good luck to him. All right, we're at almost 1:30. What we got left? We have the strike.
We got a Toho Godzilla trailer.
Real quick, go ahead and give us a.
It looks good.
I'm with it. That shit look fire.
Just Godzilla.
So Godzilla. This is Japanese produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godzilla. They back.
I like how he looks.
They're doing that again.
It looks badass.
It's not. It's not the American Godzilla versus King Kong. It's the back end.
But he looks good. The Godzilla looks good.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of Shin Godzilla. This one, I was scared they were gonna go a little more Shin. Nah, this one looks good. Man. This one.
They show who you supposed to be fighting.
I'll show you the trailer when we get over.
Yeah, anything
They
Godzilla.
didn't say anything with it yet. They've just put it out as like a
little teaser,
a teaser trailer. Right. But the creature looks good though. I mean,
Okay. It could be Super Sentai Man. We didn't get there yet.
No.
But it's crazy. It's going to be 2 Godzilla movies coming out. Well, 3.
I love it.
An American one and a Japanese.
The American one in March. This one comes out December. It's actually coming. It's releasing the same day as it is in Japan over here. So.
Okay.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yeah. Godzilla.
Like MonsterVerse.
Take my money.
MonsterVerse is how I felt about the Snyderverse.
That's the only connecting thing they actually got right now.
Take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money.
All right. So let's end this up real quick.
SAG.
Actor strike.
SAG strike.
We can go real quick with this.
Ooh.
Anybody want to start with this? It's postponing some shit. A lot of stuff gotten stopped. Deadpool's getting stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, tell everybody what the whole sticking point of all of this is.
Go ahead.
I was say y'all know this better than me from what I understand. Okay.
I'm gonna start by saying y'all gonna get a whole lot of British shit coming soon, just so y'all know, because they're gonna be the only ones working. But
in the Chinese movie.
So this is only an American strike.
Yeah.
Whoever's
Okay, yeah, we're about to get mad British show. It's gonna be anime. Y'all better get used to y'all anime right now, because it's gonna be a bunch of them popping up.
It'll be a bunch of anime, and then they're gonna whatever they own, the company's own likeness of. You'll see a digital version of that.
Yeah. So I did see one of the points that were part of the argument points is that they were looking at just getting the likeness of background actors, you know, and they'll get paid for that day. However, they'll be reusing that likeness going forward, and the actors wouldn't get paid for that. So they could just digitally create a crowd with pictures of, you know, people, a bunch of actors who came in for one day and got their pictures taken, and then they'll put them in the background somewhere, and they wouldn't get paid for, you know, royalties or anything like that.
They're basically trying to get rid of all the extras and everything.
Yeah.
That's the one sticking point. And then the other one was...
and from a business point, I can see, like, damn. But you gotta... Yeah, but y'all gotta find a middle ground, because obviously... And this is not just in acting. This is the world. Mm-hmm. McDonald's workers not gonna be here much longer. Once they get this AI to flip burgers... They not gonna be all right. When y'all go to ShopRite, when was the last time y'all went to a shopping wherever?
ShopRite.
Where the cashiers at?
They start putting back in the aisles.
They did.
Yeah, one lady did all my stuff, because you know how they didn't have the cashiers, and then you go through. Yeah. One lady up going up, and I was like, why is this person just standing there? They start running the thing.
No, they were probably losing money, because that
they were probably going through
that word was a glitter.
Yeah, that's probably why they're making sure people just don't steal. But at one point, they was like, "Yo, we don't fucking need nobody."
They didn't have no registers with no people.
Yeah, and that's just every part of society with
they got
this
an Amazon store where it's just
with these computers. Yeah, when these computers start figuring out how to do it, you know,
a lot of corners.
People are going to be figuring out where they fit in the world, and it just so happened the entertainment industry is getting one of the earliest. But it happened to the automotive industry years ago. Now it's, you know,
now it's happening
bleeding over.
They find out that they can get replaced.
I can get both sides of the argument. I do think there needs to be some type of compensation, though, for the continual use of my likeness. Don't just pay me one time. If you're gonna pay me one time, pay me my $650K like Francis.
No, well, that's not. You're not gonna be able to use your likeness again, though. Like you're gonna sell your likeness for $650,000, and then Paramount and Universal are gonna sell you. They're gonna sell your likeness, so you're never gonna get paid again.
I'll change my hair and do a new likeness.
No, they'd have you though. Oh, you know what's gonna happen, right? So how you look right now, they're gonna digitally remove your beard. They're gonna cut your hair. They might grow your hair. They might make your beard fuller. They might make you dark skinned. They're gonna have all those abilities to do that.
All right,
and you won't get paid ever again.
It's gonna be a fat version of me. It's gonna be a skinny version of me.
And you ain't never gonna get paid for that.
That's the whole argument.
I'm gonna go to them.
You're never gonna get paid again. You're never gonna get paid.
They're gonna pay me. That's why they're gonna pay me a lump sum.
You're not. You're gonna get
$650,000.
That's it. That's all you're gonna ever get. And then it's like, what are you gonna be able to do unless you break out?
I'll go back to being a cashier or something.
$650,000. But they don't have no cashiers though. So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna just watch and make sure people don't steal.
I don't think that the AI model works for what they do. What we do, because we do that. I don't want that to happen to me.
I get that's what you don't want.
I would not give them my likeness.
And honestly, you shouldn't. You should force them to say, all right, we got to figure out a better way. And I think that's where we're at. We're not going to agree right now because we see where this is going.
And you know who's the reason for all this that's making this more prominent?
Elon Musk.
No, the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior is the first person to sue the WWE for his likeness and win.
The only one.
He's the first one to claim international or intellectual property as his because he came up with it.
Right.
And they were like, "No, you've been on our TV. We own that character." And he was like, "Nah, I got these paperwork right here that says I've been the Ultimate Warrior for all these years before I even wrestled a match in WWE or WWF at the time." So because of him is the reason
the contract
why
verbiage now say it's property of
your image, likeness, something is hereby you sign that over when you sign that contract.
So that means I just got to go there looking like Macho Tip, sign Macho Tip, and then come back with a different look.
You're never going to act again. Whatever when they do that, and unless you like are trying to be like the major actor, because you're done.
He couldn't use Hulk Hogan. He had to use Hollywood Hogan when he went to WCW.
No, he was still Hulk Hogan. He was still Hulk Hogan.
When he first appeared, he was Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan learned after the Ultimate Warrior.
Razor Ramon had to become Scott Hall.
Yeah. Because after Hogan, all them they won it because Hulk Hogan knew I had to go register so I can keep these colors. I got to be able to. Only thing he couldn't buy was Real American.
Okay.
He couldn't buy that, but he was able to buy the colors. Buy his signature, all that stuff he had to do.
This fucking world is so crazy.
It's Ultimate Warrior, man.
Where his business is for everything. You just gotta. Goddamn, bro. Let me live my life. I don't work with you no more. Why are you still trying to?
It is a serious.
See, my job made me sign a paper that says that they had the right to take my picture. Yeah, real rap.
Probably because they recording.
Well, they already. Well, I know that we already got state of the art security.
Making sure you ain't.
Never mind.
So you can't sue saying why y'all recording me because you agreed that we can record you. So.
But if I become an AI likeness in the film, Burris would have to pay that company if they ever showed me anywhere else, or it might even be vice versa. Because I signed with my job first before them, so it might be vice versa. Paramount would have to pay Burris for using my likeness.
Oh shit! They said that guy Brian. Did you have to sign that paper? He right over there. Hey.
Yeah.
All of us.
Well, either way, I hope a reasonable outcome is determined soon, and we can get back to some of the production on some of the things because we already had postponements because of COVID and whatever the case may be.
COVID is the reason why they all got scared because they had to shut down everything for almost 2 years.
This is something that this should have been settled months ago.
If anything, they should have banded together. But also at the same time, like when you say that you see both sides, when I see both sides, I'm seeing it whereas they were giving people big payday for movies that didn't recoup the money that they spent. Me personally, I think that's more of the thing than having AI replace the actors. I think those big name companies.
It's all about, but it's at the end of the day, cutting costs and making bottom line dollars.
Like Bob Iger said, he said they oversaturated the market with Marvel product, which meant they were continuing to dish out. But before the pandemic, they was like, let's do as much as we can.
Let's go smaller than Disney. Let's just look at just whatever company. Let's just look at A24, where they don't have.
Hold up, let me find that.
They don't have the money that Disney has. They can't afford to keep. They have to look at their bottom line dollars. And so, if I can cut costs,
they're gonna do it
and get the actors still in the movies, but I can cut costs. That's just the business move.
Business is business.
That ain't got nothing to do with. I feel it's a business. And that's the way of the world. You think they didn't feel bad about people losing their jobs in Detroit when they started making everything automatic? Hey, but you know what? It saved the auto industry a lot of money going that way. Yeah, it was bad. It sucked. It sucked for the workers. Yeah, it's a bad thing. It destroyed Detroit. But what happened? They went with the way to save money. And that's what the world does.
I just don't think it doesn't work with
in a capitalistic society. The business way is the right way in their eyes, not the morality.
They want to keep the money.
Yeah,
it's all about keeping money.
Cutting corners.
Cutting costs and bottom line dollars, because that's how you make sure that your stock keeps up with good prices and people invest in your companies for future moves.
And there's the monster right there that they keep avoiding the conversation about, and it's Wall Street. Wall Street is the one that they're steady watching those numbers do this, and this. But me personally, I just think that they are just saying, hey, it's going to cost X, Y, Z to make the film. Okay, I'm going to go and get it. Like, to me, they should not have given Vin Diesel $350 million for a Fast and Furious movie.
They gave it off the strength that he already made.
That studio.
He already made them so much money.
They only got $1 billion film in that whole thing.
But it was still from the 7-8 projects prior. How much total did they get? They probably got billions. They got $1 billion from one movie. The rest of them probably together made multiple billions.
Explain that.
But even if you look at the landscape of the other films that's coming out that are high concept films,
they didn't have nothing going for them. With that revival of Fast and Furious,
me personally, if I'm looking at that, me as a business person, I'm not going to give you $350 million. I'm going to say, hey, look at what Marvel's movies are starting to tank down. No one's reached $1 billion since Homecoming. I'm looking at that stuff and I'm like, okay. Well,
again, I think that was just we owe you this type of deal.
And they were basically supposed. And I think basically of that, and then it was supposedly the last film, so they basically did him a service.
Okay, thank you for saving.
I think it's too much. Yeah, I think it's too much.
It was a thank you.
If you look at it now, I don't think it really should have been that, but that's probably half that money.
What do you think? What do you think they're going to say? What do you think the people that dished out that money to have that movie made? What do you think they're going to say? Because it didn't do like how it was supposed to have done. So what do you think they're going to say? Are you going to say that they came out and be like, yeah, we gave him that money and say thank you? We weren't worried about the kickback.
No.
I think they were basically.
I don't think they knew that movie was going to be as funny as it was. And I think they promoted it wrong. I think they promoted it as an action movie when they should promote it as the black in it.
But oh shit. But to your point, I mean, they was looking at it because a Fast movie coming out that's easily about $100 million.
Yeah, they thought it was going to do normal numbers, but
easy for $100 million.
And then
that's what they were coming in there thinking.
They didn't think it was going to be that bad.
I think you know who has. Well, I mean, recently, I think like he's been making some kind of subjectable choices lately. And I think it's just because of how big he's gotten really quick. But the way how Blumhouse was coming out the gate swinging with their movies, only giving Happy Death Day. Like I think it was like $1.5 million in the beginning, and it made like almost 30. Mm-hmm. So I think you got to look at what you can make and how much you think is going to generate based off of what's going on across the landscape everywhere.
And correct. I do agree with that.
Making the movie $350 million, not going off of what the landscape is.
Though. So they basically doubled their profit.
I see what you're saying.
But you got to think about.
I'm just saying.
You got to think about the promotion. They got to pay everybody to go to these premieres. I'm telling you, if the movie itself costs $350 million, the total budget is probably like $700 million.
It's going to swell.
So I agree with that statement. But looking at the landscape again, I think Fast and Furious was a gift back to him for the services done. In addition to hoping that the movie was going to do status quo with the recent movies. But with that said, yes, I do agree that I think they are going to look at the landscape and say, hey, we don't need to make a $250,000 million.
The next movie is not going to cost them $250 million to make. I guarantee it.
We're not willing to put that up and only get 100 back. So I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But right now, the bigger problem is who the fuck are we going to get to do anything right now? And I think that might put people in corners where they going to may have to shell out something to get something done.
I'm thinking they're going to. I think they're going to take the first deal that they're going to give them.
Who, the actors? I don't know about that.
I don't think the actors are. I think the studios are.
So writers are going to be the ones that's going to have to. I think writers are going to have to sacrifice more than actors.
I think the studios are going to give in first. I think once.
Well, they're definitely going to. They'll come to the table.
It's going to be a lot of money lost.
Yeah.
Like if they only had a week left for doing Deadpool, the amount of time that they're going to have to, or money that they're going to lose trying to.
That's going to be $1 billion.
Just hold off.
But the only thing
they're going to have to say, all right, look, what can we do to get this finished? Can we pay you out twice as much today?
But the benefit of that though is them being able to freeze stuff. Like they can't, like Hugh Jackman can't dip. Like they say this thing takes 8 months, right? Mm-hmm. And they only had 3 more weeks to film. Hugh Jackman can't say, "Oh, well, I'm scheduled to make this film with this time now. I can't finish your movie."
Yeah, I get it.
And then delay it. Now everyone froze, so everyone has to wait and do that same.
I'm just saying, all right, so all right, bam, we got this location set for these 3 days, right? Now it's done. All right, we can't get it back until 3 months from now, and things like that is what's gonna hurt pockets, because now to keep sets open, to keep things rebuilt, you pay people to come back for this week, this week. That is going to cost money. You already paid them for this portion, and now we got to go get that set again for another 3 weeks, but we can only get it 2 weeks in next July.
Everything when they do open up, everything is going to be so congested.
Yeah.
When they get finished, that you probably see a lot of movies starting. But if you know what though, would probably make a whole lot of people happy if Netflix started running ads. If Netflix started running ads, like Hulu, well, that's how people get their money back. They're gonna have to start running ads.
Yeah, and that's what Hulu started doing. I was talking about that.
Unless you get the plus version of everything.
Superman costume gonna have the logos like NBA jerseys.
You gonna have Wish on here.
Wish on this side. Bitcoin over here.
It's also gonna have a blue line on there for tops.
But also too, you gotta remember, like when it comes to making those movies, all those names that flash before they start showing the actors are all the folks that put the money in. So
Superman.
It's not gonna just be just them.
Producers.
Yeah, all the producers. Those are the cats that's getting the money. Like when you see like something from China or something like that, that means they paid to distribute that movie in their country later on. You know
Superman definitely the type to have Fox News on the back of it.
And Blue Lives Matter.
It'd be like on the inside of the gate.
They changed his saying in the comic book because of this.
Superman? He had a saying?
Yeah. True justice for the American way or something like that.
They took it out.
Yeah, they changed it.
Blue Lives Matter.
He was like, "What broadcast? You see it in? I don't have time today."
You had that same shirt Undertaker had on.
I think all they did was take out Americans. I had to think about this.
So in
essence, went back and took that shirt off.
So in essence, Superman is a Republican.
Black Panther only do BET.
Superman gonna have 2024.
You know what else? A lot of these like the streamers don't do that Marvel has been doing already for years is selling their TV rights, because now you got Disney Plus, and some movies are still on Netflix or Marvel, or is everything on Disney?
I think they got theirs back. I think they took everything back.
But you still got marathons that run on USA, TNT, TBS, and all those stations. I think that's something that Netflix should start doing also. They should start selling off, like they say there's people that don't subscribe, and then next weekend you can see the first Extraction, or Extraction 2 is going to premiere on some channel, and then you put it on the channel that runs commercials, and then you getting them ads that's inside of that. It's easy to pay those people, but I just don't think they want to pay people. I think they got all tripped out by this computer being able to do this, and they don't want to pay anybody.
Bottom line dollars.
They're like, why would I want to pay you with these ads when I can just go ahead and make this computer thing and me and my other rich friends can just do what we want to do.
Yeah.
So
Greed, and it's greed. It's always gonna be greed. Greed and money and business will always kill art. It always is.
Yeah.
In a sense, forever. It's always going to. Take me back to the Renaissance, man.
art's going to
You
win.
want to go back to the Renaissance?
Yeah, well,
Nigga.
man,
I have a question.
Oh no.
Hold on, though. I have a question, right? Okay, this is gonna make you laugh, but it's a legit question. Say the AI company, right? They say we're gonna. The AI company is run by somebody that's white, right, or anybody not black, and they say that we're gonna ready to remake Juice, and we're gonna make this movie animated. We're gonna make an animated Juice movie, right? And the first line that comes out of someone's mouth is "nigga." Can we sue them for being racist?
No, you can't sue nobody now for saying the N-word.
But I'm saying though, would you feel as if that company is racist because they wanted to use the N-word?
Maybe, but
Who did this?
white people been saying in the movies.
Are you gonna boycott it? Will people boycott the AI company showing that?
Sure.
That's a question I need answered. if they have them comfortably dropping the N-bomb, it's not.
What's his name do it today? He not a robot. Tarantino do it. He been doing it since the 90s. He ain't had no robot doing
Ain't
it.
nobody check him either.
Exactly.
That's the bad part. So,
He had black people doing it with him.
so exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, if they got an AI company and they use a movie like
They
that,
definitely ain't gonna care about no computer.
is Dust Till Dawn like his only movie where he don't say the N-word?
Because it wasn't it was a one black person.
Yeah, they said, yo, he tried. He was like, I'm gonna try to fit it in here. I can't fit it in
and it was Fred Williamson, somebody who's humongous.
Give Fred Williamson there so I can say it.
He's like, no, it's okay. He's supposed to say it, but
Who is this nigga?
That's they gonna be in the Renaissance. You know what? You gonna go over there drinking tea? Excuse me.
even the subtitles are gonna be confused.
No, the subtitles gonna say it the way it's pronounced. It's gonna be EER. It's gonna be a U in there.
You ain't getting away with this.
Hard ER. They can't renege. There's no reneging.
It's not. So that's all we got for you.
We're not even gonna get to Adam 22.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna save it for next week. But again, nigga. In that situation,
I'll be mad if the subtitle got report these above it that says hard ER. Yo, stop this.
that's what the subtitles on that Lena Adam whatever her name is. Lena the plug.
Renege.
We gotta stop this, man. We gotta
All
stop.
right, we're gonna talk about that next week. So
what's up, my
let's take that. Let's take it out.
Oh boy.
Get out of here. We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah. So this is episode 41. Cuarenta uno of the Watchers Podcast. WATC
H
H
ER.
Hard ER. Z. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, but not on Pornhub like Lena the Plug and Adam 22.
That's on OnlyFans. $14.95. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, they gotta look for me on OnlyFans. You can watch me buy Jordans all day that I know I'm going to return in 2 weeks. But to my left, the man himself,
Tavon, Tri-State_tip.
I am Tiger Helly 19 on the Snapchats and the IGZs. By way of Facebook through the government, Jason Williams. Follow the stripes.
Smitty Green Giant on Instagram.
Smitty Wood 365. Same place.
And it's the boy
Corey J on Instagram.
Do y'all think they ride it with the feather?
That's what Zika today.
eating a baguette. That's what they did. You want to talk about you going to the Renaissance?
Yo, we still on?
Yeah. We out, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on, so be safe, please.
So when they say, does the character look to the screen?
What you said?
One of those ones. He like this. Look, he like this. He like this.
Like The Office. Zika what?
And we out, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.